Hey guys, I'm at a rental property in Bristol today where the landlord has called us up. We replaced the consumer unit here about 3 months ago and the landlord thinks that it's something to do with the new consumer that we fitted. I reassured her that we've tested the whole system and certified it, so it's not likely. However, anything's possible. In this video, you're about to see exactly what's happened. And yeah, let's take a look. Right, so this is the consumer unit that we've got with the issue. So basically, it's this fuse here, which this one's labeled up as doing the kitchen, the bedroom, and the front lounge room there. And this is a first floor flat that I'm in. And basically, yeah, it's currently off. So the thing not to do is just switch it back on, because what you can actually end up doing is by switching it back on, if you do that a few times, then you actually end up blowing if there is a dead short and it's tripping out instantly every time, then what will end up happening is you can end up blowing the short apart from itself, and then now you've got another problem where it will now reset, and wherever the issue is, you now cannot, it's going to be harder to find because you've now just blown it apart and potentially cleared the fault. However, the underlying issue of what's made it trip in the first place is now going to be harder to find. So yeah, we never turn it on and just come in and go switch. Oh, it seems to be working now. That is the opposite end of what we want to do. So what we do is basically we're going to take these wires out here now and test our end to ends. Right, okay, so I'm going to do my insulation resistance check now, which is from the earth bar straight to the live. I'm going to be putting 500 volts through the system between earth to live, and then I'll do earth to neutral and see what my trusty tester gives me. Right, here we go. So using the probes, I'm doing earth, starting with the earth to live. I've already done continuity check as well, so I've got continuity 0.01 meg. So that is very, that's basically dead short basically. So 0.02 meg, yeah, that is a dead short for definite. So right, okay, so I got the legs split here. So what I'm now going to do, I'm now going to go and split the ring somewhere around roughly halfway around this circuit here. If I split the ring halfway, then I'm now going to end up creating, instead of what's currently happening here, this is a ring main, so the live goes out on the live and neutrals go out on one pair of cables. It goes around the whole circuit, around to every socket, and then it then comes back. So it's basically a big ring. That's why they call it a ring main, because it comes from the top of the breaker, goes out around all the sockets, and then comes back. So that is your ring. So I've already done my ring continuity to check that I've got continuous loops and everything's fine from that. So what I'm now going to do is split this ring in half. So I've already got it split here. So I'm now going to split it somewhere mid-circuit. So what I can then do is I can then come back here and test these wires again. And what I should have is, instead of it now being a big continuous loop, I've now got two legs that go out and finish. So with that being the case, it now means that I should have a good side and a bad side. Unless there's major issues here, then that'll be what happens. If we're very unlucky, we have a fault on both legs, then it's going to be a different scenario again. But for the moment, I'm going with the fact that we're going to have one good leg, one bad leg, and see what we get. Okay, so this is my socket of choice. I've split the legs. This is all dead at the moment, but I've basically split the two lives and the two neutrals here, and I just separate the earths as well. Put them in connectors, and so what I'm now going to be able to do is now test back at the board and see if my theory is going to work. Right, here we go again. Let's try the same test again. So I'm going to try testing this one first, like that. Over 200 megohms, it's clear. So this wire right here, it's completely clear. I'm going to turn him upwards a minute. Up being good. And then I'll test this second one here. Right, and this is the one that's got the 0.01 on it. Right, okay, so we'll leave that one facing downwards. Let's now try the neutrals now as well. Oh, I'm trying to look for a camera lens as well as doing this. It's not the easiest. Right, here we go. So, all clear, 200 meg. So, there's a good chance that more than likely this pair here are gonna be, that is going to be a pair. They're both showing 200 meg on these. So this one here, if this wire here is showing the 0.01 like that, then if I now go on the neutrals, I should get a very similar reading across this as well. Right, 0.02. That's not always going to be the case, by the way. If there's a fault, say between earth and live, then you'll get it on the earth to the live, but not on the neutral. However, if there is still an item plugged in on the circuit, then there's a good chance that then it would track through the appliance and you'll get it on the live and the neutral. So I've unplugged everything that I can see. However, there are some built-in wardrobes and things, so it might be the case that I just can't unplug certain bits. But nevertheless, we've got a good leg, bad leg. So what I'm now going to do is leave the bad leg disconnected and push that out the way for a minute. I'm now going to connect this good pair of cables into the top of the breaker. Okay, right, cables are now in, so I'm going to turn that on. So this leg won't be live because it has been split at the socket. So this pair here is dead at the moment. So we've got the breaker on. This is a very temporary measure. This is only for sort of while I'm just going around just to sort of identify what sockets now come live. The great thing about where I've split the ring is that it's a socket that's just the other side of this wall here. So these appliances here, these are all very high chance items that it could be an appliance. However, they are unplugged at the moment, but they do pull lots of power, so it's possible that they can actually cause issues with things like sockets burning out. You can see this socket is not the nicest looking socket. I could do with replacing. I'll be letting the landlord know. But yeah, so we've got power at this one. I've already tested that one. We got power under the sink. That was awkward to get to. So basically, we've got power in the kitchen here. I've already been in this room already. That room is still down, and in here, this room is down as well. So we have got this trusty extension lead here, which I wasn't able to get access to the actual socket because it's inbuilt here somewhere, but that is also dead. So and something very interesting that I found when I plugged this in. Now this is more of a visual thing more than anything, but when you're doing these tests, it's very important to do your inspections. But can you see that? There's liquid. We've got a liquid on there. So it looks like from the bed something is spilt. Obviously with an extension lead like this, it's gone straight in on the terminals, and there's likely to be water in here. So this is now suspect number one. So now I need to really, before I start taking any more sockets apart or anything, I have to find where this is plugged into to disconnect it from the circuit and then try my test again. All right, so I've now been able to find this actually plugs in here. Down here is being blocked in, down like a side strip of a built-in wardrobe set. Luckily, this isn't always the case, but luckily I'm able to get in here. Oh, just about get my arms in to unplug like that. So that is now being disconnected from the circuit now. So we're going to go back and I'll give it another go on the test. So same test again now. We're doing earth to live. This is, bear in mind, this is the cable that's down. We now got it up to a healthy 57 meg ohms now. 57 meg, that's great. And we'll try the neutral as well. The neutral, we got 12 meg. So in an ideal world, we like to get that. This meter goes up to 200 meg ohms. It's lovely when you can get the readings up really high. However, that's still a pass, and without stripping down any more sockets and all the rest of it, that is now clear. So the system is now, at a very healthy minimum of 12 meg. So what I'm going to now do is I'm going to get the circuit back together, power it back up again, and go around and test all the sockets. Right, so the circuit's now back together and back on. The socket is put back together. The insulation resistance readings now check out. I've got the ring continuities, so now I've got the power back on. I'm going to go around and do some earth loop impedance tests. That's basically to check the polarity is correct of all the sockets that I've been looking at, and also get an earth reading to make sure all is good. So that's the end of another video. So if you like it, please like and subscribe as always, it really helps. Please leave your comments as well. It's really interesting to hear what you guys have to say about it, whether you're a landlord, a tenant, an electrician, or just a homeowner, business owner, whatever it is. I'd love to hear from you guys. And it got slightly awkward towards the end of being there because the tenant didn't really want me to say there's anything wrong with the extension lead. She wanted me to blame it on the actual installation, and I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I have to report back to the landlord exactly what I find. I'm building a business on loyalties and trust and relationships, so yeah, I had to explain to her, I'm really sorry, I can't do that. And also it needs to be highlighted as well, the fact that the setup of that room is not very good because there are units either side, both sides of that bed, so there's no way of getting a socket near, so extension leads look to be the only way to get any power there. Me personally, if that was my rental property, I would probably get rid of the built-in wardrobes either side and have it so that the tenant can supply their own furniture. And yeah, it means that that socket that was in the corner that was inaccessible could, you could potentially add one or two either side of the bed, and then that way they'll be into the wall rather than an extension lead on the floor, which is very hazardous when you've got liquids and things like that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. But nevertheless, the extension lead has been left disconnected, all the power's back on, tenant's happy, she's now got everything working, and I'm about to relay the information back to the landlord now. So but no, and one thing that does get mentioned a lot when we do these consumer unit replacements is, well, it's never tripped out in 20 years and suddenly it's tripped out and it's only been 3 months. The reason for that is that these systems are now safer than ever, so they'll trip out. They're very sensitive because they got the RCD protection, so they're a lot more sensitive now, and they're actually not just sensitive, they're actually looking for faults that the old systems couldn't look for. So and that's all thanks to the RCD protection. So basically it's safer, so you can't argue with safety when it comes to electricity, as we know. So yeah, no, all's well that ends well, and I'll see you guys on another video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.